Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a really fascinating journey into the thinking of Sequoia Capital.
Yeah, one of the big Silicon Valley VCs. We're looking at their view on AI, right, from that AI Ascent event they held recently.
Exactly. And our mission here really is to pull out the most important bits from Sequoia's analysis for you.
We want to cut through the noise,
Yeah.
understand where they see the real value being built, not just the hype.
And give you a framework, sort of, for thinking about building in this space or just navigating it.
Think of it as your shortcut to understanding what they see as a massive opportunity.
Absolutely. We're working off a summary of their key points from AI Ascent, and the headline that just jumps out is this claim.
It's a big one.
Yeah, that AI isn't just another tech trend. Sequoia thinks it might be the single greatest entrepreneurial opportunity of our lifetime.
Maybe even like in all of human history,
Yep,
which is quite a statement.
it really is. So let's dig into why they feel so strongly about this. Where does that conviction come from?
Okay, so it kind of starts with their basic framework. They ask, what is AI right now? Why does it matter so much? Why now?
And crucially, what should people actually do about it?
Right. And their argument for the scale, the sheer size of it, comes from comparing it to the cloud revolution.
Okay, I remember the cloud transition. Big deal back then.
Huge deal. But Sequoia points out back then, the cloud was mainly targeting the existing software market, which was maybe, what, $400 billion?
Still a massive number.
Oh, definitely. But here's the key difference they see with AI. AI isn't just going after software. It's also going after the services market simultaneously.
Ah, okay. So software and services from the get-go. That's a much bigger playing field.
Exactly. It means AI isn't just about making existing software better or cheaper, like a lot of early cloud stuff. It's about creating entirely new types of services, changing how businesses fundamentally operate.
Can you give an example? Like, what kind of services?
Well, think about things like truly personalized education delivered by AI, or proactive healthcare where AI monitors and predicts issues, or even completely automated logistics and supply chains.
Right, things that go way beyond just a new software tool.
Precisely. And the other thing fueling this is the speed. AI companies are moving incredibly fast. They start with maybe a simple tool,
Uh-huh.
then quickly evolve to copilots that help humans work better.
Okay.
And now we're seeing end-to-end systems that can manage whole workflows. That pace just wasn't there in the early cloud days.
That paints a clearer picture of the scale. Okay, so another really interesting point they made was about distribution, how things spread now.
Yeah, this is fascinating. How did AI, especially things like ChatGPT, spread so unbelievably fast?
Right.
They break it down to three things you need for something to go viral: awareness, desire, and accessibility.
Makes sense.
Now, think back to the early internet, maybe 200 million people online globally. A company like Salesforce had to fight tooth and nail just to get noticed.
Feels like ancient history, doesn't it?
It really does. Today, we've got, what, 5.6 billion people online?
Wow.
And platforms like Reddit, X, TikTok, they give you instant global reach.
So the pipes are already built.
Exactly. The rails were in place. When ChatGPT launched, the world was already connected, already listening. It wasn't just luck. Sequoia says this is the new normal.
So a good product can basically find its audience almost overnight now.
If it hits the right notes,
Yeah.
the potential for global scale instantly is just unprecedented.
Okay, so huge opportunity, lightning fast distribution, but where's the actual long-term value going to end up? This is the big question, right?
It really is. And Sequoia has a strong opinion here based on past patterns.
Like cloud and mobile.
Exactly. They believe the vast majority of the value, the real money, will be captured in the application layer.
Meaning the software people actually use.
Yes, the tools that businesses and individuals interact with daily to solve specific problems to get work done. Not necessarily the underlying infrastructure or even the foundational models themselves, though those are obviously important.
That's interesting because so much focus is on the power of the big models like GPT-4 or Claude.
It is, and Sequoia acknowledges that. They know the foundation model companies are also trying to build applications. It's competitive.
So how does a startup win then?
Their advice is pretty clear. Focus. Go deep, not wide. Pick specific users in a specific market, understand their workflow inside and out, and build something that solves a real problem for them.
Don't try to be everything to everyone.
Exactly. Solve one thing exceptionally well for a niche audience first. They apparently showed a slide at AI Ascent with logos of companies hitting $1 billion in revenue.
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly, they were application companies. companies solving specific user problems.
Okay, that's a compelling data point. So focus on the application layer. Now, how do you actually build one of these AI companies successfully?
Well, Sequoia makes this really practical point. They say something like 95% of building a great AI company is just building a great company.
Meaning the fundamentals still apply. Good team, market need, solid product design, sales, marketing.
All that standard stuff
Yeah.
doesn't go away just because AI is involved.
So what's the other 5%, the AI specific part?
That's where they bring in this idea from Doglioni, this merchandising cycle. It's like the special sauce needed to turn an AI concept into a real product people buy and use.
Okay, a merchandising cycle. What are the steps?
First, you have to realize your customer probably doesn't know how to use AI for their specific problem. So you need a strong vision. You have to show them how this AI thing makes their life tangibly better.
Bridge the gap between the tech and their need. Got it. What's next?
Product. Build an end-to-end solution.
Yeah.
Don't just give them an algorithm. Give them a full product that solves the whole workflow problem.
Makes sense. Don't make them stitch things together.
Right. Then comes engineering, specifically building data flywheels. This is crucial in AI.
The idea that using the product makes it better.
Exactly. More usage generates more data. That data improves the AI model. The better model attracts more users, which generates more data. It's that virtuous cycle.
Creating a moat over time.
Potentially, yes. Then you've got marketing be the industry of the industry. Educate your market about what AI can do for them specifically.
Become the thought leader in that niche.
Yeah. And sales needs to speak their language, understand their pain points deeply. And finally, support. You need great customer support because this is often new territory for users.
So it's really blending solid business practice with these AI-specific loops around data and user education.
That seems to be the core idea.
Now, when Sequoia evaluates these companies, what are they looking for? They shared a sort of checklist, right?
Yeah, they did. And one big thing is telling apart real revenue from what they called vibe revenue.
Vibe revenue, like just hype.
Pretty much. It's easy to get initial excitement, maybe some pilot projects, but they dig deeper. They look hard at retention. Are customers actually sticking around?
Are they really using it? Adoption rates?
Exactly. And are they changing their behavior? Is the AI becoming embedded in how they actually work? Or is it just a toy they tried out?
Looking for that stickiness. Okay. What about the financials, like margins? AI can be expensive to run.
True. They acknowledge that gross margins might be low initially because of, token costs, compute costs.
But they expect that to change.
Their bet is that those costs will come down significantly over time. What they really want to see is the company's progression.
Progression how?
Moving from just being a tool provider to delivering measurable outcomes for the customer and eventually becoming a strategic partner that's deeply integrated.
Evolving the relationship and the value proposition.
Right. That's where they see sustainable value and healthier margins developing.
And you mentioned data flywheels earlier. How do they evaluate those?
It's not enough just to have a data flywheel. They push founders. Which specific business metric does your flywheel improve?
Okay, be specific, yeah.
Can you directly link that data loop to better retention or higher revenue or improved product performance? If you can't connect it to a real business outcome, it might not be a real moat.
That's a sharp way to look at it. Tie the data directly to business value. Okay, now this concept of the vacuum effect. What did they mean by that?
So the vacuum effect, it describes this kind of gap they see in the market right now.
A gap between what and what?
Between the massive awareness and excitement around AI, everyone's talking about it, right? And the fact that most industries, most companies are still just starting to figure out how to actually use it effectively.
So lots of talk, but not yet widespread, deep integration.
Exactly. There's this big open space of vacuum waiting for the right solutions to come in and fill it.
And the implication of that vacuum.
It creates a huge opportunity for first movers. The companies that figure out how to build genuinely useful AI solutions for these industries now, while they're still learning.
It could grab significant market share.
Potentially dominating.
Yeah.
Sequoia seems convinced this AI wave is happening regardless of macro conditions, the economy, whatever. It's a fundamental shift.
So the message is, move fast.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
If you wait, someone else will fill that vacuum.
Yeah.
There's a real sense of urgency.
That definitely comes across. Okay, shifting focus slightly to 2025, they talked about the agent opportunity. What's evolving there?
Yeah, this is about user behavior. They noted that maybe last year, engagement with a lot of AI apps was kind of weak. People tried them, but didn't stick around daily.
Just experimenting?
Kind of. But this year, they're seeing usage patterns that look more like social media. People coming back frequently, integrating it more,
Like it's becoming a habit.
getting there. They mentioned ChatGPT usage is approaching levels similar to Reddit for daily active users.
Wow, that's significant, right? It's huge.
It is. It signals that AI is moving past the novelty stage and becoming part of people's regular digital life.
And are they seeing real-world applications take off?
Definitely. They gave examples, AI writing ad copy that converts, teachers using it for lesson plans, doctors using it as a diagnostic check. The takeaway was clear. This stuff is working. It's delivering tangible value now.
Which leads into their bigger future vision, this agent economy. Sounds very sci-fi. Break that down for us.
Okay, so the idea is we move beyond just individual AI tools like a chatbot here, an image generator there. We move towards networks of AI agents that can actually collaborate with each other. They call them agent swarms. These agents can reason, plan, and work together on complex tasks.
So multiple AIs coordinating.
Yeah. And the agent economy takes it further. These agents wouldn't just talk, they could actually trade value, build trust scores, make agreements, take actions, almost like players in a real economy.
Whoa! Agents making deals with other agents.
That's the vision. Imagine your calendar agent negotiating the best meeting time with everyone else's agents, booking a room via the office resource agent, maybe even having a research agent prep a briefing, all happening autonomously in the background.
That's a paradigm shift. Is the idea that these agents replace people?
Sequoia frames it differently. They see it as massive leverage for humans.
Leverage.
Their example was like a single founder with a good set of AI agents could achieve the output of maybe a 20-person team. Small companies acting like big ones. It's about augmentation, not replacement.
Okay, amplifying human capability, but getting there sounds technically challenging. What are the big hurdles?
They flagged 3 main technical problems that need solving to really unlock this agent economy.
What are they?
First, memory. Agents need to remember users, context, past interactions, and their own state much better than they do now.
Right, persistent memory.
Second, communication protocols. We need something like TCP/IP, but for AI agents. A standard way for different kinds of agents built by different people to reliably talk and understand each other.
A universal language for AIs.
Kind of, yeah. And third, security and trust. How do you ensure these autonomous agent interactions are secure? How do agents verify each other and build trust without, a face-to-face meeting? New mechanisms are needed.
Memory, communication, trust, those are pretty fundamental. Solve those, and things could really accelerate.
That's the idea. It unlocks the next level of capability.
Finally, they talked about needing a new mindset, the stochastic mindset. What's that about?
Stochastic basically means involving randomness or probability. The idea is we have to get comfortable with the fact that these advanced AI systems, especially reasoning agents, won't always be 100% predictable.
They might not give the exact same answer every time.
Right. Or they might approach a task in slightly different ways. It's inherent in how they work. We can't expect them to behave like perfectly deterministic software.
Yeah, so how do we work with that uncertainty?
It requires what they call a management mindset. Instead of just coding instructions, you're managing these agents.
Like managing a team member.
Sort of. You set goals, you give feedback, you debug their workflow if it goes wrong, you make decisions about their priorities. It's more about guiding and overseeing.
So it's a trade-off. More power, less direct control.
Exactly. You get incredibly high leverage, the potential to achieve amazing things, but you have to accept more uncertainty and variability in the process. It's a different way of working.
Okay, wow, that's a lot to process. Let's try to pull the key takeaways together from Sequoia's perspective.
Sure. I think number 1 is conviction. AI is a massive, perhaps historic opportunity, bigger than cloud initially.
Oh, right. Point 2.
Value capture. They strongly believe most value will end up in the application layer the software people use, solving specific problems.
Go deep, not wide.
Precisely. Third, building these companies takes good business fundamentals, plus that AI-specific 5% the vision, end-to-end product, data flywheels linked to business metrics.
Okay, and fourth.
The future is heading towards an agent economy, networks of collaborating reasoning agents that give humans incredible leverage. But there are key technical hurdles like memory, communication, and trust to overcome first.
And underpinning all of this is the need for that stochastic mindset, managing uncertainty, plus that urgency driven by the vacuum effect.
Yeah, that vacuum effect, the gap between awareness and readiness means acting now is critical. There's a huge first mover advantage up for grabs.
So the time to really engage is now, whether you're building, investing, or just trying to understand where things are headed.
That seems to be their core message.
Okay, so a final thought for you, our listener, to chew on. Thinking about this agent economy, these collaborating AIs, what might that mean for your work, your industry, even just your daily life? What new doors might open or what challenges might emerge as these agents become more common? Definitely food for thought.
A lot to think about indeed.
Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.